Good morning. How's it going? Bob the Canadian here. So I have the next game in the Lords of Middle-earth League playoffs from 2022. So this is me versus PrincePhocs. I came down to the losers bracket after losing to Mestre James previously. So the winner between the two of us will go on to play Mestre James in the finals, and whichever one of us makes it needs to beat him twice, whereas Mestre James only needs to win once. So that's the blessing / curse of the double elimination winners bracket versus loser bracket thing. So it's a little depressing being on the losers bracket side, but it's fun because it switches it up from the normal tournament style, you know. So anyway, we do the bidding as per usual. So I start 0. He said 1 ring. I said 1 token. He took 1 token. So he is free peoples with 1 token. I am shadow player. Also with a token because he separated Gimli. So it's interesting seeing both players have a token. You don't see that very often. Anyway. So, right. Yeah, I just point out that this Gandalf is technically called the Grey Wanderer. Sometimes the buttons don't go, but, you know, he put him as the guide and put the Narya die there. So, like, clearly he meant for it to be Narya. You know, and that, you know, that I'd feel petty if I just insisted, like, oh no, it's Gandalf the Grey Wanderer. You have to not take the Narya die now. You know, that would just feel rude. So anyway, so we just pretend that it's Narya. And I get, you know, yeah, so we talk about that for a bit anyway. Decide that, yeah, just pretend it's Narya and move on. So I put in 1 eye as per usual, roll no eyes and a bunch of musters, so that's fine. That's an entirely reasonable start for turn 1. Ideally, I would like a second eye in there just to increase the odds of hitting and or revealing on those 2 moves, but that's fine. I mean, ideally, obviously, the Gandalf Narya die would roll an eye for me, but you can't ask for that every single time. So he moves and is safe. I use the token to muster Isengard to war. He passes. I muster Sauron to war. I bring in Saruman. So yeah, just looking at his dice, even if he has Mirror of Galadriel, we know it's impossible for him to get Gandalf the White turn 1, right? Because if he moves again and kills Gandalf, then he would need to use a ring to turn 1 into a character die, and also use a ring to turn 1 into a character or Palantir to play it. So we're never safe from that. Anyway, he thinks about it for a bit, musters Gondor towards war. I bring in Gothmog, because, I don't know, I like Gothmog. He moves Fellowship again and is safe, so I'm officially bummed. So I move towards, what do I have here? Right, I have Shadow Lengthens. Oh, it's the other Shadow Lengthens, though. Interesting. So I guess I'm just planning on bringing both these armies up towards the dew line. Right, because he has Gimli out there. You kind of either need to go whole hog and blow up Erebor right away, or you need to never take it for the rest of the game, because if he has time to, you know, bring the dwarves down to war and muster a couple elites, then it's a very not fun stronghold, so... Anyway, he uses the army movement to get in the way in Old Forest Road, of course. I move Nazgul. I'm a little surprised I didn't attack Old Forest Road, but I guess having leadership in the right spot helps anyway. Yeah, I guess if I'm about to attack Old Forest Road and he has something like advantageous position, then having that Nazgul leadership helps a lot for making sure it actually dies, so I guess that's not insane. Okay, he musters Rohan down. I was a little surprised by that, because... you know, I haven't moved towards Rohan at all. Like the North, the Dwarves, or the Elves would make more sense to me. But on the other hand, mustering Rohan down to war quickly can also make it very difficult later on. So anyway, I attack Old Forest Road. I get my 1 hit. He gets a hit back, so I'm a little bit bummed about that. But at least he didn't Scouts away. Could always be worse. Okay, so I pick up the other Shadows Gather. So that's pretty neat anyway for helping these things go faster. Oh, and interestingly, now he does have Mirror of Galadriel. That's pretty cool. And now he has Scouts. Oh, that's... okay, that's still good. You know, being able to Scouts away this army to Erebor or Woodland Realm is helpful for sure. Anyway, I put 1 eye in, and I roll 1 more from Gothmog, but no more eyes. So he has 2 movement and just a couple muster stuff. That's pretty reasonable. Obviously, I'm sure he's a little bit bummed to not see Will of the West, because then, you know, if he was able to move a couple times and kill Gandalf, then he could... what do you call it? Yeah, get Gandalf the White this turn. Okay, so I continue chugging armies along. He passes. I continue chugging along. Okay, I bring armies closer. Oh, right. Yeah, this is the one that he calls a mistake later on. So he uses the ring on the Palantir to move again. So the thought process here from him was that he's trying to kill Gandalf and then use Mirror of Galadriel to get a Will of the West, but he forgot that he needed that Palantir to use on the other character die. So if he used it on the H to move into dead, then this would be perfect, but he just forgot. So he gets hit, and it's a 3, which is perfect for killing Gandalf, and yeah, he realizes that he forgot to save the Palantir, which I feel that I've made similar mistakes to that for sure. Okay, so I take over Carrick. I'm not entirely sure what the plan is. I guess I'm thinking it's unlikely he's going to get revealed, so I'm probably not getting the Chief this turn. So I'm planning on getting the Black Captain? Question mark? I don't know. I guess I also just wanted to wrap up do fairly... So getting Carrick conquered helps with that anyway. Oh, right, we're putting those tokens out. Right, because we agreed ahead of time that we're playing with the city's expansion. I think with Truebeard, too. He brings in Galadriel. Yeah, which makes sense. Obviously, Gandalf and Arya is gone, so you want a new keeper. So I attack Dale. No cards. He has scouts this time, so he gets into Woodland Realm. And I make a fairly telling move, anyway, of just putting the 1 elite there. So I'm kind of letting him know that I have Shadows Gather, but at the same time, it's just the most efficient way to get my army there, right? So just with this elite and the 4... Nazgul, I get to bring all but 1 regular here right on the spot. And yeah, life will be good. Okay, so he moves again and is safe, which I was bummed about for sure. That's a little annoying, but well. So yeah, I do the Shadows Gather. He brings the Dwarf regular into Erebor, which is reasonable, and he moves a regular from Osgiliath to Pelargir. So yeah, keep moving troops along. I don't quite want to attack either stronghold yet because neither of them are at war, right? So they're not about to muster up. And I would rather be able to wrap both of them up so that I don't attack one and then he can muster the other to war. So I want to have them both comfortably under siege. So hopefully I'm bringing these guys to war, and then they're going to besiege Erebor, and then these guys can blow up Woodland Realm and then come help finish Erebor later, is the hope at the moment anyway. And he picks up Dane. Crud on a cracker. Yeah. Anyway, and he gets Wind from the West. Both very good cards. So now I pick up Shadow of Dol Guldur. That's a fantastic card to see turn 1. It's still decent as Muma Kill for combat card. Yeah. Okay, so I allocate my 1 eye. Gothmog again rolls an eye for me. He gets his Will of the West, which is nice, and of course he's not pressured because I only have 1 muster. So it's unlikely I'll get the Southrons to war this turn. He just goes ahead and plays Wind from the West right at the start, though. Yeah, which is, I say, oofers. Oofers indeed. So this is a tough choice, which of these 5 cards you chuck, because, as he says, so many good cards. Like, yeah, all 5 of those are reasonable choices. Yeah, there's me saying literally any of them is a reasonable choice. I hate how predictable I am. Like, I just say the same thing over again in the video. Just... There's no free will. It's all determinism. My life is already counted. Anyway, he picks Shelob's Lair, which, yep, like I said, a good choice. Shadow Lengthens is obviously strong. Muma Kill is a good combat effect. Grond is obviously strong. Captain of Despair is obviously... It's just like, roll a die, man. Just... Anyway, so I use... Interesting. I use the ring... Okay. I bring in the Balrog? What am I doing here? I guess I'm planning on bringing in the Balrog and the Black Captain this turn with those 2 musters. I guess that's the plan. And I guess I wanted to use a ring now in case he played 3 rings for the Elven Kings. But that seems unlikely, though. Because then he would be not moving the Fellowship at all this turn. So this doesn't... Man, I wish I made more sense, you know? Anyway. Yeah, in comes the Black Captain. Fellowship moves. And by the way, no, I'm not planning to do that sound every time in future videos. I don't know why I did that. I am, as they say, a goofball. So he gets hit, and it's another not reveal. So yeah, that helps. Pro strat for playing free peoples, just never get revealed. It helps. So I attack Woodland Realm. He asks from questioningly. Right, and then I put 3 regulars there because I guess the plan is I'm going to bring the 3 regulars from Old Forest Road, or at least 2 of them, to block Rangers from the north. So that's why I leave 1 behind. just so that it's 5 work, so that if he does muster the elves down to war, he has to sortie and probably get lucky to win that fight and be able to muster out, or at least pay heavily for it if he does. So he brings in Gandalf the White. That makes sense. I bring the orcs in, and I conquer Iron Hills. Yeah, so this isn't exactly breakneck pace, but I'm at least getting Erebor wrapped up, you know. Now I put Captain of Despair out there. He plays Dane Ironfoot Guard. That's a bummer for me. I'm very, very sad about that, for sure. I was a little worried he might stand for a fight, but he knows I have a Dread and Despair in hand, so that wouldn't be fantastic for him. Anyway. Okay, so he's up to Gandalf the White and Galadriel. I'm on Black Captain, Saruman, Balrog. Oh, no, right. Galadriel's die is gone again. Oh, yeah, and there's 3 rings for the Elven Kings. Okay, so that slightly justifies my play earlier. And he picks up King Brand. Okay, well, I'm glad he at least picked up that one too late, if he picked up Dane on time and Scouts on time. Okay, so I roll 1 extra eye against his 3 movements. He moves, and it's hit, and it's, again, not a reveal. It's Smeagol. So, Bummer Hummer. I'd still rather hit him and bring out Smeagol, but if I was going to hit him, I think that's the last one I'd want to get. Yeah, I think that's the last one I'd want to get. Okay, so I attack Erebor. I don't know. I guess I want to... Geez, what am I doing here? I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. I guess I don't really want to spend these 2 musters, because I have 4 attacks, and 3 of them are H. You know, they're hybrids, right? So I don't really want to muster the Southrons down with that, but I think that's what I end up doing anyway. Maybe I'm just attacking... Oh, right, I'm spending the character die to attack Erebor now because I want to put it in the hunt box because I have Captain of Despair up. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. So I'm probably playing Swarm of Bats. Yeah, Swarm of Bats against Shield Wall. I roll 1 hit. He rolls 4. So, yeah, that's a bummer. Ouch! In all caps. By accident. Yeah. Gotta add the spice. So he takes a regular. I take... Yeah, that many hits. Cycle into Rage of Dunlendings. He moves. No, he doesn't move. Oh, no, that was me putting the character dice in there. Okay. So, yeah, now I end up mustering the Southrons down because I'd really rather bring them in for reinforcements because I don't know what else am I going to do. I think about activating the Balrog, but I decide that, you know what? I'm going to do that anyway. So I might as well leave that for the last die just in case he plays Power 2 Great and also gets revealed past the Balrog. You know, it's just like the slight chance that might happen. Might as well. He moves again. Oh, sorry. I'm pointing out that I didn't actually move. I play Shadow Lengthens now. Right, I bring in... Okay. Right. I guess because... I was thinking... Because he's already played Dane Ironfoot's Erebor is not getting any stronger. But Brandwheel is still out there, and I have Grond to play. I don't want to play Grond against Erebor because Erebor is too strong right now. So, right, that's why I did that. So I'm bringing this army over here so I can play Grond and blow up Woodland Realm so that, you know, I get to conquer it before Thranduil shows up, and I'm making effective use of these Palantirs, you know, getting to at least hit the gas with a Palantir there. Fellowship moves again, they're hit, and it's friggin' Smeagol again. Yeah. Anyway, so now I play Grond against Woodland Realm, and I open with Fear of Their Masters, because I figure I have some extra regulars to burn here, right? So if he rolls a couple 6s, whatever. I get no hits. Classic. It was just long enough ago that I forgot what happens here, so it's just genuinely taking me by surprise sometimes, you know? Like, I remember roughly what happens, but you forget the specifics, you know? He gets only 1 hit back, so that helps. Okay, I draw into Littlest Eye, which is usually pretty much useless, but Words of Power against Gimli is nice anyway, so. No card. I roll 2 6s. He rolls 1 hit back. Round 3, no card. I roll 1 hit. He gets 1 hit back. Press, no card. I get my 1 hit. He gets 1. So I wonder if he was thinking, he was thinking about using Heroic Death there. Or maybe Order. No, that would be a waste. Yeah, I think I probably would have played Heroic Death there just because you're maybe stalling him out by another whole die, you know. But of course, if the Shadow player just rolls 2 6s, then you kind of feel like you wasted a card. And also, if you were going to play it, you probably would have wanted to play it earlier so that you get more, value out of the regular's life that you spared. Anyway. Okay, so that's Woodland Realm. He moves again, and it's hit, and it's a 3. He thinks about taking random, but takes Smeagol. I think that makes a lot of sense. Just, it's very efficient. You get the 3 value for him, and you get back to Strider's guide ability, so once you get to Mordor, you can hide. And yeah, throw a party. Okay, so I draw a card. He did not already use a ring. So he could move again with a ring this turn. I can't remember if that's what happens here or not. Anyway. Yeah, okay, he uses Elrond and moves again, and he gets hit, and it's an eye. Oh, right, that's 2 hits because this is the 4th time he's moved already this turn. So he thinks about using Galadriel's ring, but he takes a random instead. And I draw Strider. So that's definitely, that's a big turn of luck for me there, for sure. Okay, so we draw a tile for the Balrog, and it's an eye, so it kills Boromir. Then for Moria, and it's 2 reveal, so obviously a non-revealing tile would be even better for me, but yeah, here we are. So he takes a random, that's reasonable. And then 1 for Minas Morgul, and it's a 2, takes a random, and it's Legolas. So it is crazy how it can go from feeling like corruption doesn't have a chance in the world to suddenly it's a problem, Like, just getting revealed on step 10 and causing the extra 3 hunt tile draws. So he could have tried to block it with Galadriel and draw another tile, but I think he was wise to just eat it because the odds of still getting revealed anyway was very high. And, saving Galadriel's ring for a big destructive eye in Mordor is a very reasonable choice. Okay, so I continue shuffling armies. He plays Faramir's Rangers, gets 0 hits, but still gets the troops on the board, and I chuck the Balrog die. So, okay. I pick up Shadows on the Misty Mountains and Black Captain, both also great cards. He carries on into Mordor, and especially seeing that the Fellowship is actually in a spot where corruption is a problem, now I'm very sad that he took Shelob away now, right? Because there's no red tiles in there, and, a Shelob 6 is... potentially game-winning at this point. Okay. He gets a reasonable roll. I get a reasonable roll. He hides the Fellowship. I move along to Erebor and put my character die in there. He musters Gondor down to war. I attack Erebor. I was just happy to get both these character dice in there, while I still have Captain of Despair up. Okay, Words of Power against Daylight. He plays Daylight, and I just roll 2 6s anyway. Okay, that makes up for that terrible Fear of Their Masters earlier, I guess. And he rolls 0 hits back, so that helps. Do I press? No, I don't press. I guess I just want to cycle character cards at this point because corruption feels very worthwhile. Okay, and he goes, and it's an eye, so I'm very excited about that because it's a 5R. He can use Galadriel, of course. And then gets a 1. So I was bummed about that, definitely hoping he'd still draw an eye. Obviously, I'm glad that Galadriel's ring is out of there. But, yeah, here we are. Yeah, so away goes the Hobbit, in comes Gollum. I guess that makes sense. It's a bit of a bummer letting We Shall Get It come into play, but who knows, maybe you're about to pick up Safe Paths in the Dark. He's already used Wind from the West, which normally it feels like a bit of a waste to just get rid of We Shall Get It with it. But at this point, I think he'd be very happy to spend Wind from the West to get it. Oh, but of course, Captain of Despair goes away too. So that helps a lot, yeah. I attack Erebor. Or do I? All right, I reconsider which card I'm playing. So I think I was originally going to play Words of Power, but I'm thinking about something else. Okay, I'm playing something else. I think I'm playing Mumakil first, and then I'm going to press and play Words of Power. Yeah, Mumakil against Heroic Death. I get 2 hits. That helps, and he only gets 1. So that's very nice for me. Very lucky. So at first he kills Gimli as if he's level 2, because that's a very natural assumption, but the alternate Gimli is only level 1, which is a bit of a bummer. That makes him Yeah, less good for heroic death, but obviously still, it helps getting heroic death with, killing off a leader. Okay, and I cycle into Corsairs. Very excited to see that, obviously. Now I play Words of Power because might as well. And I roll 0 6s, so that doesn't help. He rolls 0, gets back. Tomato, tomato. And now he's finally mustered Gondor to the point where he can muster in Dol Amroth just as I picked up Corsair. So I'm a little bummed to see that guy show up. But yeah, now I attack Dol Amroth. He thinks about it for a little while and starts marching towards a Free People's military win, which is a reasonable choice. That's a good way to distract my dice anyway. I bring in the mouth. I think about it. I bring in the alternate mouth. Right, because with the armies from Shadows on the Mountains, New Powers Rising, Rage of the Dunlendings, I'm hoping that there will be a big enough army here that I can threaten to hopefully blow up Rivendell or Lorien for my last points. The plan here is Dol Amroth and Erebor, so that's a total of 7 points. So then hopefully this army is strong enough to get Pelargir, and this army is strong enough to get 2 points from one of those two. So that's the plan at this point. Okay, so he conquers Umbar and moves out. Nope, thinks about it. Yeah, he does. Okay. And what do I do? Now I muster a regular Nazgûl. Right, I think I specifically let him walk into Umbar because I would rather he spent that die attacking something, like taking those points and moving forward, because he's probably not going to get a Free People's military win, rather than cycling character cards, because I'm hoping to win by corruption at this point. I'm a little surprised, honestly, that he didn't play 3 rings here, because if he got 2 hits, then he could get Galadriel's ring back. And that would be a big deal. Getting to use Galadriel's ring to block another, potential 5 damage eye would be very helpful. That being said, you'd be lucky, of course, to get it back. But yeah, so he picks up File and Through a Day and a Night. That's good. I pick up Deadly Strife and Lure of the Ring. Very happy to see both of those. So 2 eyes against 3 movement. He moves right away and gets an eye. That's okay. That's not too bad. An eye for 2 R is okay. So I smack down Lure of the Ring naturally because I want to, get that damage down. He passes. I attack Erebor. Am I going to cycle with Black Captain commands? No. Okay, I guess I'm playing Deadly Strife. Yep. He doesn't play a card. I get 5 hits actually, but I only need 3, so that's why I write 3. And he gets 4 hits back, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Cycles into Orcs Multiplying again. I play Shadows on the Misty Mountains. I pick up a character card here. He hides. I play Black Captain commands. But did he have Círdan or Imrahil? No Círdan or Imrahil here. Yeah, I probably would have seen them earlier. It always feels nice when you get to use Black Captain or Ring Wraiths to try to take it in one shot, so you don't give them the opportunity. If they were waiting for you to move leadership first. Okay, so I'm playing Phlox, hoping to cycle that way, and he plays Confusion. I roll no 1s and 2 6s. That helps a lot. And then, oh my gosh, 4 hits right off the hop. That is bananas, sir. That is uncalled for bananas. Okay, so I press naturally, and I roll 3 more 6s. Jeepers creepers. Okay, well, that was an entirely unnecessary level of violence. Okay, now he plays 3 rings, and he gets 0 hits. So that's a bummer for sure. Expected is 1, anyway. So now I play Rage of the Dunlendings to make that army as strong as possible. He moves again, and it's another eye. So that's 3 eyes and a 1 drawn so far. Yep, damage. The damage is real. I attack Lamden. Again, just cycling character cards here. I get my 2 hits. He gets none. And I finally cycle into another red tile. So that's nice. He musters in Elrond. So I think for a bit about what to do here. In hindsight, maybe I should have played the red tile with a ring right now, which I certainly considered, but I carry on moving troops. Right, okay, these 9 regulars are headed for Edoras and maybe thinking about Helm's Deep. Or maybe we're thinking about Minas Tirith. I'm not entirely sure what the plan is here. I guess I was hoping, I'm thinking that next turn, if I need to muster up an extra elite, that's why I don't want to move the army in Moria yet. But at the same time, or maybe I'm bringing these 9 regulars here because there's a chance that if he musters up a bit in Minas Tirith, this army can bully me off Pelargir. So I want to be able to threaten to take Minas Tirith. Yeah, that's not insane. Anyway, or maybe with New Powers Rising, I'm looking at Helm's Deep. That might be a thought there too. Okay, he gets Othalots. That's very nice for him. And Celeborn's Galadrim, also nice. Pick up Palantir and Olog High. I roll one extra eye. Elrond is kind enough to also roll an eye. He hides right away, which makes sense. So if he moves and hits an eye, he's almost dead. So that's nice for me, for sure. I put in my red tile quick before he moves. He moves, and it's a 0 reveal. So that's a bummer for sure. Oh, but I still have We Shall Get It, so I get to use that. And it's a 3. So that's okay. I mean, an eye... Oh, there's only one eye left. That's right. There's the eye and the 3 that would have been even better, but the 3 is, definitely the next best thing. Man, there's been a 2 and a 1, 1, and 0 in here this whole time that haven't showed up. To be fair, that 0, one of the zeros just showed up, but yeah, anyway. So I think the correct choice is to reveal here because corruption is so high. So yeah, he takes 2 damage in reveal, and there we are. Okay. Oh, right, it was my turn because he just moved. That's right. So I pick up a character card. He hides the Fellowship, naturally, in case I just got, Mortal Wound or something. Right, I'm desperately trying to get more red tiles, I think, because if he moves, it's, 1, 2, 5 out of 7 odds that he's safe, So the eye or the 3 would kill him. Anything else, he's fine, because the 2 he can reveal to reduce the damage. So, anyway. Okay, so he moves, which, I think that makes sense, because he can, with those 2 dice, he can maybe come and fight me for Pelargir, and I have 5 dice, right, which I think I counted out. I can use 1 to attack with the mouth, and 1 I have a ring for, and 1 I need to keep in case I need to discard Power 2 Great, but it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I was probably going to be able to blow up Lorien this turn anyway. So I think it makes sense for him to move. Right, he has no ring, so he can't play Athelas. Maybe he could wait and see if Lorien holds on. But at the same time, I've just been drawing those character cards. So what if I did just pick up a red tile? I'm about to put it in. And anyway. So he moves. 5 out of 7 odds he wins. But it's the red 3. So he dies. Brutal stuff. Honestly, it doesn't even feel that great as a win. Like, if he just rolled less movement the last couple turns in Mordor and was, stuck here on step 3 and I'd won by blowing up Lorien, that would have felt a lot more like I won on purpose as opposed to this way where he just drew, 3 eyes and a red tile. So, anyway. I played reasonably well anyway, but it's just not the most glorious win of my life. But that being said, turn 7, I was going to get a military win. So normally that's fast enough, but it was just also a very fast Fellowship that had bad luck and died. So, sorry, Frodo. Sucks to suck. See you next time. Let's look at statistics, though. Okay, so I was +4 on 6s, so that helps. -0 on 5s. -2 on 5s and 6s for him. -3 on eyes for me. And yet it was a corruption win. Only +1 Palantir. That's, just the Mordor truck RNG. Was not happy today. +3 on movement for him. So fairly standard. Obviously, the biggest luck factor was the Mordor tile draws, but a little bit of luck my way anyway. Elsewhere, I mean. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm excited to do the finals with Mestre James and hopefully put up a video about that sometime. Hopefully I give you 2 games instead of just 1 anyway. See you next time. Bye.